Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. My god, channel, speak properly. Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we are going to be doing the updated version of the overpowered Kar98 Class Setup. This game has gone a few updates and patches since the last video I did on this, so I just wanted to give you guys an updated version on that, because some things have changed. You know, not just with the game modes and stuff like that, but with the metas and things as well. So moving on straight away, we are going to be going into the muzzle. Now for me personally, guys, I would always use the L brake, just simply because of the +1 accuracy, and it doesn't give any negatives to using it. You can use the F8 stabilizer because it does obviously give you a +2 accuracy and a +1 damage range, but it does give you the -1 sprint to fire speed and the -1 hip fire accuracy. Now I found when using this before, I didn't get too many hip fire kills even at point blank range, but I don't know if you've seen my recent montage video. I do pick up quite a few you know, slide kills that are from the hip fire and things like that. So using the L brake is what I used in that video, and obviously this is the class setup that I use for making that video. So the L brake is the one to use. I will put in the top right hand corner a post for that video, and it will be at the end of the video anyway, but be sure to check that one out, guys, if you do like watching the montages and stuff like that. I've got a couple of things on the channel, and I will be doing some more of them you know, coming into the future. But I will say this now, guys, at the beginning, if you guys are going to be interested in Modern Warfare 2, I know I am. I can't believe the beta has come and gone so quickly. It felt like it was only playing it for a couple of days. But I will be bringing Modern Warfare 2 onto the channel, and I will be picking up content from that from the day it drops. So if you guys do want to see that in the future, then make sure you smash that subscribe button and drop a like on the video, guys, because obviously it helps me know what you guys want to see. Okay, now obviously with that out of the way, let's just get back into the video. For the under barrel, guys, we are going to be using the Smile pistol grip. It's not actually called Smile, but it looks like Smile, let's be honest. So we are going to be using the Smile grip, simply because it just gives us the +2 sprint to fire speed, and the +1 hip fire accuracy. Now you can use this in line with the F8 stabilizer. Like I said, those the perks that you get from the Smile grip do obviously counteract this, but the only problem is it only counteracts it. It doesn't add on to the gun stats, which is why obviously I use the L brake. That might make a bit more sense now why I choose the L brake over the F8 stabilizer. Now moving on to the barrel. Now the barrel, guys, is something, well, I don't know. Personally, for me, right, I use the Crossnick 560mm. Right, I've been using this just simply because I get the ADS speed. Now, the ADS speed is only a +4.8%. Right, it's not that big of a deal, but it does give me a -20 bullet velocity. Now, realistically, guys, the way I play with this gun and the way that I play with my sniping, I don't tend to be hitting, you know, going for long range shots unless they're there. Okay, so having the bullet velocity negative for me personally isn't too much of a problem. Now you could go with the VDD, because simply this just gives you a larger one-hit kill area, but it does give you a negative on the ADS speed, which realistically you need to keep all of those negatives down on the ADS to a minimum. Okay, so we are going to be using the Crossnick 560mm barrel. Now for the magazine, could run with the 5-round fast mags because it just simply gives you a reload quickness. But underneath that, guys, this is a bit strange, right? Because this gives you a +1 reload quickness. Okay, bear that in mind. It's a fast mag with a +1 reload quickness. Right, you move underneath to the same magazine, just not fast. It gives you a +3 reload quickness, and you get ADS. How does that work out? I don't know, but we're not going to complain. We are going to slap that bad boy straight on there. Now for the ammo type, we are going to be running lengthened, just simply because it gives us the +3 bullet velocity, which counteracts the minus bullet velocity from one of the other perks, from the smile grip, I believe it was. Yeah, no it's not. Okay. There it is. I knew it was a negative on something. So obviously that bullet velocity will obviously be counteracted with the lengthened. So obviously bear in mind you will only be getting a +2 bullet velocity. Okay, just bear that in mind. For your rear grip, now for me personally, I use the leather grip just because you get the +1 ADS speed and you don't get any negatives. Again, like I said, you want to be keeping your ADS speeds as high as you can, so having this grip does really help when getting down the sights a lot quicker. Now, we aren't going to be touching the optics. I know a lot of people, they run around with like red dot sights and things like that on a sniper rifle. Now, personally, I feel that doesn't help. I see people that use it and for them it works fine, happy days, no hate on that, but for me personally guys, it doesn't work. Okay, so I'm not going to be adjusting the optics. If you want to, you do that at your own, your own leisure, just bearing in mind that obviously putting certain sights do obviously give you a minus in ADS speed, unless you use the Mark 8 reflector, but god, the reticle is hideous. So for like I said guys, I mean personally I just wouldn't attach a different sight on there, but if you guys feel that it works better for you using a red dot sight, then feel free to put one on. Now moving on to the stock. Now the thing with the stocks, there is the short stock. Now the short stock gives you ADS speed, it gives you a +2 movement speed, it also gives you buffs to sprint to fire and aiming and walking. Happy days, alright, but it does give you a -2 accuracy, and it does give you a -1 flinch resistance. Now the recoil control isn't all that too much of a problem because realistically you're going to be firing one bullet out the chamber at a time, and you've got to go through a cock back reload animation, so it gives you time to to line your sights back up. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Now obviously I've been trying to do the camo challenges, and I don't know if you guys have bothered with the challenges for the camos, but it's, after a certain point it makes you play with the gun with certain attachments. Now I've been using the thumb hole one. Now this gives a -4 sprint to fire speed and a -2 movement speed. Now realistically, when you're playing aggressively with a sniper rifle, you want to be able to move as quickly as possible. So this one isn't really that good, but I've got to be honest, I have found some success with using this. Again, these stocks are all, personally I would say that it's all down to personal choice. I'm going to be using the short stock because this seems to be the best stock to use as a whole. Okay, if you guys feel that a different stock is better, then obviously feel free to let me know in the comment section down below. I will obviously be picking up onto the comments, and if you guys are adamant that this stock is different and it's better, then I'll try it out. If it works, then I'll update the video with your guys' suggestions in it. Maybe I'll make a whole new video based purely upon your guys' suggestions. Just let me know in the comment section what you guys think on that. Alright, so we are going to be using the short stock. Now for proficiency and kit, the proficiency has the quick scope. We are going to be putting that on just simply because it gives us the +1 accuracy immediately after we ADS, which is important. I cannot stress that enough, guys. So use the quick scope if you're the type of person that likes to hang back a bit more, and you're just starting to get into the whole sort of quick scoping thing, and you still hard scope, then shrouded isn't too bad because it just gives you the scope concealment. But for this class we are going to be using the quick scope. And for the kit, now we are going to be running fully loaded just simply because we get maximum starting ammo, and we won't be running scavenger, FYI. We won't be running scavenger, so fully loaded is going to benefit you in that respect. So moving on to the secondary. Now realistically guys, the secondary is all down to what you want to use. Okay, so I'm going to leave this up to you, but I will show you the attachments that I run on the 1911, just simply because it helps me, it might help you. Okay, now bearing in mind, I mean, I'm not that higher level with this gun, so I haven't unlocked all of the attachments. So I use the F8 stabilizer. You can go with the rifle brake. The stabilizer just gives you that +1 damage range and a +2 accuracy, so it's always handy to have that extra bit of range when it comes to using a sidearm. Trigger action, lightweight trigger, just simply because you can get your shots off a bit quicker. With the barrel, I use the Cooper 6.5. Now the Gracie #1 and the Gracie short, I really do not like these guns, these attachments. I mean, for you know, the Gracie short #2, you get no headshot damage bonus. Why would you want that? Because let's be fair, most people head glitch, so you don't want that. The Gracie #1, bullet velocity, recoil control, and accuracy and damage range are all negatives, so you don't want to use that. And the full auto, well guys, if you want to use this full auto, be my guest, but you know, you're not going to be killing many people with it unless you are literally at point blank. So the Cooper 6.5 is the best overall attachment as a whole. For the magazine, now I will be using the 9mm 12-round mags, just simply because one of the proficiency or the kits that we attach on will counter the reload quickness. For the ammo type, now realistically lengthened is going to be your best bet, okay, but I just use FMJ rounds simply because I play a lot of hardcore, and just having the FMJ rounds just to go through with the bullet penetration, I just find to be a little bit more helpful. But realistically, the best perk to put on is the lengthened. Now rear grip, I use the hatch grips just simply because I get the +1 accuracy, but I don't get any negatives. Okay, we are trying to stay away from the negatives as much as we can, so the hatch grip is what I use for that. The optics, don't run an optic on a handgun, it just looks ugly and it's just not right in any way, shape or form. Proficiency, now proficiency we use sleight of hand, just simply like I said, we are going to be running a 12-round mag. It does slow us down on the reload a little bit, so having this sleight of hand does obviously help counteract that. And with the kit, we go with quick, just simply because it helps us run around the map a bit quicker with a +1 movement speed. And obviously if we're going to be swapping to our sidearm from the sniper rifle, this is going to help us get around the map a lot quicker. So that's going to be it for the 1911. Now on to the perks. The first perk that I would put on personally would be Ghost, just simply because it helps you get around the map without being revealed by people with the UAVs and things like that. The UAVs are very popular in Call of Duty games, so having that on does obviously help counteract that. Moving on to the Intel perk. Now the Intel perk, always run forward intel if you are running a sniper class. In fact, if you are using any class, forward intel is the way. Now a lot of people like to use radar just simply because it helps put people on the map when they're firing their guns if they're not silenced. That's wonderful, but what happens when that minimap ping is right behind you? It can't help you in any way, shape or form. So whereas use forward intel, when you kill an enemy or your teammates kill an enemy, they have to respawn to get back into the game. Forward intel gives you a ping on your minimap where they've spawned. Okay, so it's really beneficial, guys. It's going to help control the map, especially if you play with a group and you guys are dedicated to playing together. Having forward intel on one of your kits is going to be life-changing, because you can call out where enemies are respawning, especially if you're playing objective games. So always run forward intel, guys. I can't stress it enough. Now for the supply perk, personally I use Ninja when it comes to sniping, just simply because you move silently, which is always going to be a beneficial, but also the fact that when you are dropping off a ledge or something like that, you take reduced fall damage, meaning that if you drop down and you're slightly wounded, picture this situation now, you drop down off a ledge and you run round the corner and there's a dude in front of you, you have less time to react because you're already damaged. meaning that they're going to kill you quicker than they would if you were at full health. So having this perk really does help in that respect. And like I said, it also helps when flanking, because when you're running around with a sniper, you always want to try and have the advantage. At the end of the day, you're using a single shot rifle against a fully automatic. So having the benefit of being able to move around without people hearing you with headsets is a godsend. So using ninja, guys, is the way forward. Now lethal and tactical, it's entirely up to you, whatever you guys feel most comfortable with. Personally, I like to use either the thermite or the Molotov or the incendiary grenade, just simply because it helps cut off choke points, because obviously it causes a splash damage to anyone that happens to run through it, and that burning effect does carry on. And obviously if you then manage to get a couple of shots on them, you're going to kill them quicker as well. Okay, so it always just bear that in mind, but at the end of the day, it's all entirely up to you. I'm going to be running the Molotov just simply because I just like the way it looks in your hand, and who doesn't want to throw a Molotov at somebody? Let's be fair. But tactical, now again, tactical, it's all up to you guys. There's no right or wrong. The stun mine is pretty decent in the sense it can give you a bit of a heads up if somebody's trying to flank you, but you can counteract the stun mine, so it's not always handy to have. Personally, I just use stim, because if you're taking shots, it just helps you recover. And like I said, you are at a disadvantage anyway when it comes to sniping, because you are already using a one-shot gun. So if you take a couple of bullets and you got a bit of time to move and react, get into cover, that stim will help you be able to be at full health to engage that gunfight again. So again, guys, like I said, it's entirely up to you, but for me personally, with this class setup and any other class setup I use, I always use stim. Okay, now obviously that is going to wrap it up for the class setup, guys. Now, like I said, I know a lot of these attachments may still be very similar, but there are a few that I have tweaked, considering that the game has, like I said, has undergone a few changes, and there have been changes to the guns and the perks and things like that. So try this out, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And like I said earlier on in the video, guys, if you do think that I've made maybe a wrong decision with attachments and you think that something would work better, then please, guys, let me know. I will attempt to use it and see how I get on and get back to you and let you know. And like I said, guys, if it is something that brings a lot more success than what I'm using now, then I will make a video based on that. Okay, and I will obviously shout you guys out and give a credit where it's due. At the end of the day, it's your suggestion, and I will give you the the props where needed on that. But at the end of the day, guys, that is it. We are done. Thank you all for tuning in and watching to the end. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, because like I said, I will be dropping Modern Warfare 2 content and a whole bunch more Call of Duty content in the future. So if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.